Hello, welcome this morning. So this is a very short session, just a few stretches. If you don't have time, you can't be bothered changing into your yoga pants, and no time for the mat either. Simple towel is good enough. So let's put that on the floor, and feel free to add a little blanket. Maybe I'll add a little blanket just to make it nice and comfortable for the knees. All right. Then sitting down on the floor, cross legs, and just starting with a few little bit of stretches. Inhale, lifting the arms to the ceiling, clasping the hands, pushing the palms up all the way up. Exhale, folding forward, hands on the mat. Inhale, lifting the chest, lifting the arms, looking up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, coming back to the center, hands on the knees and creating circling motion with the chest, going to the side, to the front, to the other side. Very gentle movement, and when you go to one side, pushing your knee away, so stretching the arms, finding that stretch in the side here. And on the other side, nice long breath. And on the next inhale, coming back to the center, lifting the right arm up. Exhale, tipping to the left, waking up the side here. Inhale, back to the center, left arm lifted. Exhale, tipping to the right. And then just doing this a few times, following your own breath. Inhale, arm up. Exhale, to the side. Inhale, center, arm up. Exhale, tipping to the side. Inhale, coming back to the center, rolling the shoulders away, okay, creating some circling motion here with the shoulders. Big inhale, on the exhale, twisting to the right. You can use your left hand on the knee, right hand behind you. So using that little leverage here, just to twist through the tummy. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, twisting to the other side. Again, hand on the knee, using this for little leverage. And you can repeat this a few times on either side. And then coming back to the center, so you can rock forward if that's okay for you, or simply finding position on all four. So that's why it's nice to have a little bit of a towel, because otherwise it's quite hard on the knees being on the floor. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, couple of rounds of cat and cow, really good to activate the spine. Inhale, dropping the tummy, looking ahead. Exhale, starting with the pelvis, tucking the pelvis in, rounding up the back, pushing through the shoulders and bringing the chin to the chest. Inhale, dropping the tummy, looking ahead. That's the cow position. Exhale, starting with the pelvis, rounding up the back, all the way, pushing like a cat when they get up. Inhale, dropping the tummy. Exhale, rounding up the back. And when you're here, you can also add a little bit of rocking motion with your back rounded. See what that feels, especially when you bring the hips backwards. You should find a stretch happening here in the lower back. Inhale, dropping the tummy, looking ahead. Exhale, rounding up the back. And this time bringing the hips and the bum all the way to the heels. Extended child. Nice long breath. Spending a few breaths here. Maybe gently rocking the chest from side to side as well. And inhale, coming back to the center. So now I'm going to remove my socks, because obviously I don't want to slip So removing the socks, hopefully the ground isn't too cold. Coming back onto all four, and again making sure your hands are connecting with the floor so you're not going to slip. Starting from here, tucking the toes under, ready to lift. Inhale, pushing the hips towards the ceiling, finding downward facing dog. And from here, bending one leg at a time, waking up the hamstrings. Nice long breath. Just taking your time. And then finding a restful position here in downward facing dog. So you may find that your heels are off the ground. Maybe you need to bend the knees a little bit to keep the back nice and straight. So going all the way from the sacrum to the shoulders and the hands, it should be a nice long line. Nice long breath. And you may wish to open up your downward facing dog a bit more, or maybe you want to close it a little bit more. You will find different sensation depending on how wide or how close down your downward facing dog is. And it's basically the distance between the hands and the feet. A few more breaths here, really pushing the mat away, hands spread out, and the toes, the big toes, kind of pointing towards each other. On the next exhale, gently releasing back onto your heels, onto knees on the floor, sitting on your heels. Nice long breath. Creating circling motion with the arms. Once again, starting from sitting on the heels, knees are on the padding here. Inhale, lifting the hips, stepping the right foot forward. So it might be better if it's not on a slippery surface, so don't put your foot on the towel here. Hands on the hips, making sure the hips are pointing forward. Inhale here. As you exhale, sinking forward, so bringing the hips forward and sinking into the front knee. You can rest the hands on the front knee. Nice long breath here. On the next inhale, pushing all the way back. Now stretching the front leg, digging the right heel into the ground. Foot pointing towards the ceiling. Hands into the hips also once again. Inhale. As you exhale, folding forward. So keeping the back nice and straight, aiming to bring the tummy to the thigh. And maybe at some point you want to release the hands on the ground, maybe on your shin. Nice long breath here. Making sure your leg, your foot is flexed, leg is active. Inhale, lifting the chest back up, bringing the right knee back to the ground and sitting back on the heels. Let's do the other side. Inhale, lifting the hips, stepping the left foot forward, hand on the hips, pointing forward. Exhale, sinking the hips towards the front, coming onto your left knee. Hands resting on your knee if you want. Nice long breath. On the next inhale, pushing through the front leg, lifting the hip. Now stretching the front leg, digging the left heel into the ground, left foot flexed towards the ceiling, hands on your hips. Inhale, as you exhale, folding forward, bringing the tummy towards the thigh. At some point, you may want to bring the hands towards the mat, maybe on your leg. Keeping your back nice and straight, so not rounding up the back. Nice long lifted back, shoulders are open. Inhale, lifting the chest, bringing the left knee back to the ground, back onto all four, crossing the lower part of the legs and rolling back. So I'm now off my little blanket. So coming back onto the blanket. Now bringing the feet sole to sole, very close to the body, as close as possible, and holding on to the feet. And as you can see, probably in very natural position, your knee are quite far away from the ground, depending on how open your hips are. So grabbing onto the knees and very slowly, gently pushing the knees towards the ground. Baddha Konasana, also quite often known as butterfly pose. And then when you are ready, just pushing the knees towards the ground as low as you can, keeping the back nice and straight. On the next inhale, gently helping the knees back up, stretching the legs, giving your legs a little tap here, crossing the legs once again. On the next inhale, bringing the right arm bent in front of you, and then wrapping the left one underneath and around, and to the point where maybe your hands can touch, right? If you see here, that's eagle arms. Nice long breath. On the next inhale from here, lifting the arms towards the ceiling as high as you can. Exhale, folding forward, coming all the way down. Inhale, lift, pushing the elbows towards the ceiling. Exhale, back down. Inhale, coming back to the center. Exhale, releasing the arms. Let's do the other side. As you inhale, bringing the left arm bent in front of you, and then gently bringing the right one underneath and around. So most people just can't really bring the hands palm to palm, so to speak. So it's okay if your arms are simply like this. See what happens. Maybe you can hook your finger onto the wrists. Nice long breath. Inhale, going towards the ceiling, pushing the elbows up. Exhale, folding forward, bringing the arms towards the ground. Inhale, lifting the chest, pushing the arms up. Exhale, down. Inhale, lifting the chest, arms up. And as you exhale, releasing the arms. Nice long breath. Now bringing the hands on top of the knees, closing the eyes for a moment. Bringing the awareness to the breath. And becoming aware of the sensation and the movement created in the body with each inhale and each exhale. Hands in prayer pose. Thank you very much for following me. I hope this helped. Have a lovely day.